fantasy update. So we have the 4 new units. We have One Winged Angel. I have triple S stats with Avatar Glorious. We have Flower Girl with triple S stats, Avatar Glorious. And then we have Advent Child Breaker, triple S damage and SPA, but I couldn't get range, which is fine. And then we have Avatar Mastery, and then we have the capsule unit from Infinite Castle. So we have triple S stats with Avatar Mastery as well. Alrighty, so first we're going to take a look at Advent Child. So we're starting off with 2.11 mil every 4.94 seconds. And he's only 650 to place. So let's see. So starting passive is Sundering Blow. For every plus 1% damage buff equals 2% crit damage. For every minus 1 SPA buff plus 1% crit chance. Every third attack deals times 5 damage and applies pressure and stun. So yeah, he has crippled on placement too. Righty, so let's go ahead. Cherry Blossom, and we get a new passive. So now we have Materialized Magic. For each effect currently on this unit, increase DOT damage by 20%. So now he has Freeze instead of Crippled. So for each effect currently on this unit. So I'm assuming that means if he like gets buffs, it increases his DLT. Assuming I'd have to. So if I were to. So I'm assuming it would just stack those. But anyways. Let's go to the next. Circle AoE. You get another passive, Limit Breaker. For every multiple of plus 50% damage buff on this unit, gain a Limit Break stack. Plus 30% crit damage multiplying, you gain a random DOT effect. Oh. Oh, yes, yes. For every multiple of plus 50% damage buff. Okay. I don't understand how that works. Unless I have to gain plus 50% damage. So we got a 7, 8, we got a cross slash. Still just a bigger circle AoE. And then now we have Poison with Shred. So now he's doing 500 mil now. Well, probably a little more with all the extra DLT effects. So now we have his ability. We have Air Splitter. Upon activation, move all bosses and mini bosses in range to the closest point on the path. Deal 350 times damage in range and apply hemorrhage. Based on this multiplier, increase the base damage multiplier by plus 300 times per limit break level. So a total of 350 times plus 300 times the limit breaker. So this is very specific on being buffed, I'm pretty sure. Use that in a second. Let's go ahead and max him out. So he's doing, well, with just poison and base damage, he's doing a 1.2 bill. Not the best. It's definitely not the best, but he's okay. With between using shred and pressure and stun, like it's decent. It's not the best. And this is mainly based off of how many times you can limit break. So I mean we'll use it. It's not like I can do much with it right now. All right, let's move on to the next. So we got Flower Girl. She's ground on placement. Was he hybrid? Yeah, he's hybrid. So we got line 8 OE. So we're doing 2.6 mil every 4.86 seconds. And she is 900 to place. So we have Limit Break. When Flower Girl buffs a nearby ally, gain a Limit Break, minus 5% ability cooldown. Wait. Let's place you. And then after 3 stacks, unlock Planetary Protection, caps at minus 25% cooldown plus 75% range. Then we have Last Cetra. For every 25 enemies killed in Flower Girl's range, you buff allies in range, plus 10% damage, minus 5% XPA, plus 10% range, and it does not stack. And reduces cooldown of all abilities in range by 15 seconds. Alright, so let's see. 1, 2, Firaja. So now we have 2 abilities. So we have Healing Burst upon activation. Remove all debuffs, stuns, and negative effects from allies in range. For all allies affected, convert each removed buff into an equivalent buff for 25 seconds. And then Sealing of Evil. You time stop all enemies for 30 seconds. During its duration, stuns and debuffs cannot be applied to any units in range. It's not bad. Not bad. And then Cryo Sentence, which gives me Planetary Protection. Big circle AoE. So she's doing 825 mil. Again, not terrible, but could be better. I mean, she has only Celestial, so it's not bad damage. You heal your base to full. The base cannot take damage for 30 seconds. When a boss reaches base, stun that boss for 35 seconds before it damages the base. If in infinite mode, it instantly kills the boss instead. And then additional rolls unlocked after 3 limit breaks. So, looks like I've unlocked it at least. So, I mean, not much I can show here. Can time stop. And then I have a lot of things to look, so I can't really show this. But we at least have those. Okay, so next, let's take a look at One Winged Angel. So he's also ground on placement. 7.81 mil every 5.32 seconds, or 5 seconds. Well, he's passively buffed apparently. So don't know what his base one is. So for passives, we have Zanshin on every second attack. Perform a follow-up in range for 75% of current damage and cycle attributes. So for fire, we have Burn, Ice is Freeze, Lightning, we have Bolt, and Wind is Wind Shear, and Destruction is Mutilate plus Pressure. Then we have Merciless Angel. After cycling all Zanshin elements, every 10 attacks deal times 5 current damage and apply bleed off this multiplier in range. Each activation reduces SPA by 1% with a cap of minus 15%. And then Blade Dance. Every hit, minus 5% SPA for 15 seconds, stacks to minus 35. While at minus 35% from this passive, Zanshin follow-ups also apply Hemorrhage, and it resets the stack timer. So let's go ahead. We have Sword Dance. Circle AoE. And then we have Shadow Flare. And then the last one. So we got Supernova. Deal +1 multi for every percent of SPA reduced on this unit times current damage times 8 to all enemies in range, and for each enemy hit, gain +2% SPA for the next 60 seconds with a max output of 400 times current damage. Not the best. I mean, if you consider all his DOT stacks, like his damage isn't that bad. Like for instance, with like Mutilate and stuff like that, or when he applies Hemorrhage to, like, it's not terrible damage, but he's not great on damage either. But his SPA reduction is very useful. So we use that. I can't really tell any difference, for being fully honest, but that's fine. All right, let's check out the last one. And now we got Void Hunter. So she's 3.45 mil every 5.6 seconds. Let's see. Yeah, I have triple S. Okay. So we have Energy Meter. Dealing damage increases Void Hunter's energy with a max of 100. 10 million damage equals plus 1% energy. Okay, so the energy amount scales the damage of her active ability. Okay. Assist. When an allied unit attacks in Void Hunter's range, 10% chance to follow up with one of the following: 5-second cooldown per follow up. Dancing Petals, which is 75% damage in a wide cone, apply Frostbite, and Void Hunter gains Brittle for her next attack. Brittle is a consumable status effect, can only be activated once an ice-related DLT hits the enemy. The next ice-related DLT's freeze duration will gain +1 second and deal 100% melt damage. And then we have Drifting Petals, 25% damage, full AoE, apply Daze and Pressure, and Falling Petals, which is 50% damage and full AoE, and apply Freeze. All right, so let's go ahead. We got Kansuzume. It's a very huge circle. Shimotsuki. Now we're full AoE. And then for the last one, we're doing 1.11 bill every 4.9 seconds. So we have Miyuki, which deals 100 million times the current energy to all enemies in range. You apply Blizzard to all surviving enemies, and Miyuki gains Brittle for 60 seconds and consume all energy. And it is a cooldown, so it isn't global cooldown. And I don't think she get anything else. Interesting. Let's see. Oopsie. So we have that. So yeah, you can just basically spam it. But I mean, if you don't have energy, it's not much. But her damage isn't bad at all. Doing a bill every 4 seconds. D. Not the best units, honestly, for this update, for it being Final Fantasy. I mean, I really wasn't even expecting this to begin with. But that is the new units from the update. Hope y'all enjoyed. Have a good one, and I'll see y'all when they drop the next one.